Hey everyone, welcome back to Go Kick Me, your favorite crowdfunding news and reviews channel here on YouTube. So today we're going to be talking about a Kickstarter actually from about, I don't know, 6 months ago called the Aircon watch, the world's first personal A/C watch. So is that alternating current? Is that air conditioning? It actually is Aircon. Aircon watch is the new revolutionary product that cools or warms your body in a couple of minutes. Okay, so this one is actually out of Hong Kong. As you guys know, I guess it doesn't say it right here. It said it previously. There it is. I'm in Hong Kong. This one was also recommended by Scott, who always leaves me great comments and always pointing out things to check out. And I don't know if he backed this one or just saw it and asked me to take a look, especially because I live out here, I guess. And so, what is this thing? Let's watch the video really fast. How do you put air conditioning
Life
in a watch?
has many troubles, and some of them are defined by climate. Maybe you are too hot on a summer's day and wish you could take all your clothes off. Or perhaps you are too cold during winter and can't even send a text because your hands are too shaky from shivering. Or how about having those dreaded night sweats and you can't turn on the air conditioner? Or
So I always kind of think about how they decided to make this. Where did they film it? Are these people, members of the team? Are they actors?
AC, because your wife has
What
cold
did they
feet.
think when they got this
What is
job?
one to do? Introducing the Aircon watch. The Aircon watch is a new, revolutionary product that will allow you to get that much-needed thermal satisfaction without disturbing a soul. You can warm yourself up or cool yourself down, even if you are out in the scorching sun or in a frigid winter.
Wow, sounds too good to be true. How does this work? So they go into a little bit of detail.
The Aircon watch offers the convenience that you need by freeing you from an energy-wasting air conditioner, but never limiting you to the outside temperature, and all within the form of a small watch.
So basically it has this block here on the strap and a big watch on the top, and
The human body has a natural body
Here's how it
temperature
works.
of 98.6 degrees Fahrenheit, but depending on the weather and external temperature, our body responds by sending a signal to the nervous system, whereby the brain receives the signal, which gives the sensation that we are feeling at that exact moment. But what if we could change the signal that our nervous system sends to the brain by using the Aircon watch to generate pulses of heat or cold? With this method, we can make our body start to feel more aware of the temperatures and thus stabilize our sensations. Imagine running your wrist through a stream of icy or warm water. This is the feeling that you will get from Aircon watch. The secret is in the straps. It contains...
so I'm a little unclear. I've looked through all their stuff. I watched their video. Is it if I'm feeling really hot, does it put cold on my wrist to make me feel cooler? Because it sounds like it's sort of like hacking your nervous system and making your body react to temperature. So does it put really hot on my wrist so that I feel like I'm extra hot, so that my body temperature lowers or I sweat more or whatever, and vice versa? If I'm really cold, does it try to trick my body into heating up by putting extra cold on my wrist? Or vice versa, does it do hot to make me feel hot so that my blood flows to my hand? I'm not exactly sure. I do, based on my background with engineering a little bit, I do know that you can greatly affect body temperature or perceived temperature by basically affecting specific parts of your body. So if you blow, basically like if you blow air on your neck or on your arms, for example, you can, even if your body temperature, even if like the radiant heat and all that around you doesn't change, your body will feel cooler or actually will regulate your core temperature based on that. So I think I can believe in the science. I just not exactly sure what they're doing. Is it pulses? Is it, how does it actually work? But the theory, I guess I could believe. It's not like it's just going to cool off and then you're going to feel like you're suddenly your whole body's going to be cool because there's a cool thing on your wrist. It's actually doing something with your nervous system.
It's a small device that has within it our Climacon technology. This tiny device will fit on the inner wrist in an area where the nerves are closer to the skin surface so as to allow for maximum transfer of temperature. The watch can be used during any temperature, any season, or any time zone. If you suffer from night sweats, you can now finally have a cozy night. If you like climbing or outdoor photography, Aircon small device Our experienced design team has worked for more day. Definitely will help keep your
So that's the basics. Still a lot of questions in my mind, but they do have, and I have to give them some credit for doing this. They have this like 20-minute video where they show where they work. They're actually in Shenzhen, of course. This guy's from Hong Kong. This guy's from China. This guy's from Ecuador, I guess. He's a designer and software engineer. Worked for Foxconn. Doesn't speak English at all. I'll skip through the video. They do some demonstration.
Hello, Becker. I'm Tommy Fong. I'm the founder of Aircon Watch.
And they play.
Also, I have publications in Yanko Design in Japan.
They do some like.
Our team member have their experience to produce the better and
They do some demonstration of basically what they're using to cool. I won't play through the whole thing because it's super long. You can check it out. The video is not super well done, but I think it's actually better that it's not because it gives you a realistic view of, okay, this is really like a small office, a guy's working on some products, but they actually have real working things here. So it's not misleading you. It's showing you the real deal, for better or for worse. Basically, they have two thermocouples, and they're demonstrating basically this little thing that goes in the wrist. So it is what is known as a Peltier cooling device, thermoelectric cooling, using the Peltier effect, I should say. Peltier device, Peltier heat pump, solid state refrigerator, etc. There's a bunch of names for this. I've played around with one a long time ago. If you ever get like one of those plug-in refrigerators in your like an RV or whatever, they use this. It's basically like a solid state, no moving parts heat pump, which can be used to heat up or cool off things depending on which way you turn the electricity. And so they have a tiny one of these inside the wristband of your watch. And so they demonstrate it. They put it in this, I don't know, it's liquid or something, some gel. And they put one on the hot side and one on the liquid, which is touching the cold side, or vice versa. And they end up getting it to be like I guess it's like a 20-degree temperature differential, give or take. If I skip far enough ahead, I can find it.
At the measurements that we'd be running our
So
PCB,
it's already
our
15
PCB
degrees.
is gonna actually shoot, like we've been saying it on every comment, this is actually going to shoot 15 seconds off and 15 seconds on of cold or warm temperature at these temperatures. So as you can see, we're up to 1 minute and 30, and we're actually going to let this keep going. We're actually going to speed this up, so let's go ahead and...
So yeah, I mean, it's actually quite detailed.
It doesn't go past 30, 32, I believe.
One thing they do talk about is they say that basically even if you just pump voltage in this and you don't pulse it, it'll never go, they've never had it go above 33 degrees or whatever. So it never goes into like the pain threshold if this thing is too hot or too cold. One thing I noticed in that case, it does not depend on the relative, the base temperature. So if it was already 30-something degrees and you're using this, would it basically pump that up 15 degrees above ambient? So it actually could maybe get hot or too cold on one end or the other. So anyway, that's a minor nitpick because it's going to be pulsing anyway, and hopefully it has some kind of temperature control. I hope there's some kind of temperature feedback in their controller. Anyway, they talk about the prototypes. They show some of the pieces.
We've already done the test, the metal test. These are metal plates, as you can see. These are the bases of the Aircon watch, and this fits like this.
So one of the things that they don't go into too much detail is, okay, they actually show you putting it on, so that's good, and you can get a realistic idea, like, okay, that thing is actually pretty clunky on your wrist. This thing is actually pretty huge too, and it's pretty clear that the reason why this thing is so huge is because this thing needs a huge battery, right? So that's actually another concern is, okay, how comfortable is it to wear? Aside from the fact of, is it effective or not, how comfortable is it to wear? How long does this battery last? How big is this thing? How much does it weigh? Like, what's the wattage on the battery, etc. One thing that I also like is that they go through and they basically like kind of live answer the questions on the off of Kickstarter, I guess. And so I even put in like this part that I wanted to play.
Actual address in our Shenzhen. So we didn't hide anything, and you will see the exactly what adjusted, and also the patenting about the climate con, and you can check also in the USB deal. We are in Hong Kong since like now we basically move most of our employee into Shenzhen because this is the base for the hardware. So in Hong Kong, we're still renewing the new place. I mean, we don't mind if anybody in Hong Kong they wanting to visit us in Shenzhen. I mean, we are willing to accept your visiting.
So, I mean, I wish I found this in October when they put it out. I guess I actually didn't start this channel by then. But I live in Hong Kong. I go to Shenzhen once in a while. I actually would love to visit this thing and try it out. But then again, it's actually supposed to have already been released. It's supposed to come out in December. Guess what? Turns out it's not out yet. So if you check the updates, they're still putting out updates. Unfortunately, the updates are all backer only, so I can't read them or show them to you. But they've been doing some. I guess they did some public ones at the end of it, and so they got some money. They actually got 2.3 million Hong Kong dollars, which is somewhere in the range of 300,000 US, a little bit less than 300,000 US. So that's actually pretty decent. And apparently they had like working prototypes. So what happened? I don't know exactly, but refund please. I want a refund. How can I get my refund? How are you doing the schedule? So some people are actually directly interacting. This is all as of like today, or this morning. And some people are like, I can't get my money back. You're not replying to my messages. They are, at least last month, about a month ago, they gave an update, so they're not completely off the radar. But clearly these guys didn't see it. There was one commenter that I thought was pretty good, and basically, oh wait, here's one. Is there any working prototype available to let Hong Kong backers experience and witness prior wired or wireless charging? Blah 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 blah. So hey, I should talk to Tin Ant, and he can hook me up. Since I'm not an actual backer, probably I couldn't. But if he helped me get in touch with these guys, I would be happy to test this thing out. Actually, there are some people. Where is it? Yeah, this guy's the one that gave the good thing. I don't want a refund. I believe in this project, and Kickstarter is not like Amazon. I'm happy to get my watch in the next winter. So Carl here brings up a good point. You didn't buy this. You didn't just mail order it. You ordered it on Kickstarter. I think it's pretty clear, maybe not from the original video, but from that update video, which was from October before the thing ended, that they were pretty not polished and not done. And I think that probably the biggest mistake would be putting this December delivery date on there. Because it would, if you're talking, this is October, are they going to have that thing out the door with hundreds or thousands of copies? I would say that's pretty overly optimistic. And the fact that we see now they're apparently having trouble with the wireless charging and some other stuff like that, PC boards and stuff like that. Clearly they weren't quite ready for this. But does that mean it's a good product or not? I'm not going to pass judgment. I'm going to say to you guys, Aircon watch guys, leave me a comment below, send me a private message, send me a Twitter direct message. I will come and test it, and I'll do a video if you guys want to see it. If you are a backer of this one and you are pissed off or you're patiently waiting, you guys email them and tell them to follow up with me, or someone connect me with them. And I will go to wherever, see if they're still there, see if this is all a scam or not. And I'm willing to try it out. I'll take off my Apple Watch and try the AC Watch. So thanks to Scott for bringing this one up. I'm actually I wish I'd seen this thing at the time, because I could have actually maybe saved people some trouble or helped these guys deal with a lot of angry comments and disbelief. So yeah, like when they're saying, hey, come visit us, that should have been directed to
Oh,
me.
yeah.
But of course, I wasn't doing this at the time, so they wouldn't have known.
I think this pretty much,
Yeah, I mean, pretty much that covers most of the questions. I mean, we've answered most of the questions in our test video. Happy
They
to
really go
answer-
on quite a long
feel
time.
that there's a really good chance to raise the reputation for Kickstarter. So this is why.
So this is one of the things I like. I always talk about Hong Kong Kickstarter projects. I'm always really hard on them because I want them to do well, and I don't want people to think that. I mean, it's bad enough like China reputation for some of these projects. I'm talking about you, Sonic Soak, and Mizu Towel have given Hong Kong and China a bad name, and I want to show at least for the Hong Kong ones, like they're all legit. Like we have the VoltBot and some of these other ones I've reviewed that I thought were actually pretty good projects, and a lot of them actually have turned out not bad. And so if there's a bad one, I call it out because I don't want those things to happen. I don't want to affect the reputation of my adopted hometown. And so these guys are kind of cross-border, but since it's actually really close, I live like 20 minutes away from Shenzhen. I'm happy to do the on-the-ground testing so that you guys in North America, whatever, can trust these Hong Kong projects.
As a Hong Konger, I mean, I feel that there's a really good chance to raise the reputation from Kickstarter. So this is why we choose the channel from Kickstarter to
Okay. Anyway,
online selling. But yeah, I mean, I'm willing to
so if it's 6 months late, that's actually not that bad. If it's a year late, that's kind of bad. But if as long as it happens, I still have a lot of questions about, does this thing actually work? How long does the battery last? Etc. I don't even think it says. Standby time, battery, 4 hours cooling mode and 8 hours heating mode. Okay, that's another one that you have to see if that actually works. Anyway, so let's see how this goes. I hope you guys reach out to me. I've got all kinds of good feedback on how I thought maybe this could be done differently. But anyway, see you guys next time here on Go Kick Me. I hope to have an update about this sometime in the future. Check us out on Twitter and Facebook at Go Kick Me. Do consider subscribing and give us a thumbs up, all that jazz. Oh, also GoKickMedia.com. Sign up for our newsletters, which we will begin sooner or later. Okay, see you guys next time.